a dish right from my heart because this is the dish that my ma, that's my grandma, and his ma, who is,
My grandma.
yeah, we call our grandma's ma, made for us in Kashmir, outside of Kashmir, the dish we love to call Matz, which is Kashmiri Kofta. So me and Siddhant are going to tell you how to make Matz. A good Matz starts with,
A good amount of ground
yeah, you're right, a good amount of ground what?
ground meat.
Ground meat, but it's not lamb, it's his favorite meat.
One of my favorite meats. That's goat.
That is goat, what we call as mutton in India. Um, Traditionally in Kashmir, we would use mutton, lamb, as you would call it here, but I find goat meat pretty good texturally. It does take a bit of a time to cook it.
Yeah.
We've got the goat here, we've got the goat here, and we're gonna bring the two goats together. So, Siddhant, what goes in first?
Salt for seasoning.
Salt for seasoning.
Yes.
How much salt?
I
Just
think-
enough.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to know how much salt and what about the other ingredients, where should they go?
Go to the description for the recipe.
That was so robotic, but that meant go to the description for the recipe.
Yeah.
Salt in. All right. Next, we will add our all-time favorite,
Oh, Roganjosh masala.
Roganjosh masala. If you were to do this recipe traditionally, you would have needed Kashmiri red chilies, fennel powder, Kashmiri garam masala, ginger powder, asafoetida. So, a healthy dose of my Spice Angel Rogan Josh masala into the mix. Rogan Josh masala in, what is that? Smell it.
I was gonna guess like black cardamom.
Black cardamom. In. Now, the rest of the spices will go into the gravy.
An egg.
Hindi mein,
Anda.
anda. One anda for 500 grams. We got about a kilo here, so how many andas?
2 andas.
Two andas. Now, most of the ingredients are in. Next thing that we got to put in is some oil, mustard oil in this case, and Siddhant will keep you company till then.
That looks quite good. Looks like something very funny I've seen before.
All right, in goes the mustard oil. Now, don't freak out. All of this is going to get mixed with some decent manual labor, starting right now. Get mixing, my friend. Get mixing in there. Both the hands. We're going to get some more oil into the mix. It might seem a little runny at the beginning, but it gets there. In case you feel that the mutton or the goat has got a little runny, just take some besan or chickpea flour, add that to this mix, and you'll be all right. And one other thing that you must remember while making mutts is that the fat content in the mince should not be more than 20%. 20 is max, 15 is good.
What are the cardamoms and cumin seeds doing over there?
Well, they're sitting there at the moment, but shortly they're going to go into our broth and what we call as ras in Kashmiri. And that is going to flavor our broth and that's going to cook the mutts as well. But not until you're done. So chop chop. Just keep adding mustard oil as you think is needed. It shouldn't be sticky. The oil makes it a bit more silky, and that's the texture that you're looking for. Because next, what we're going to do are make those kofte.
Dad, do you think we're okay here?
Well, let the expert check himself. I think we're good here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, this dish means memories to me. Whenever we would go out feasting in any of the weddings, one of the things that the wedding party would always have was matz. So if grandma or mom makes it, they just eyeballed it. Their muscle memory was good. Well, I'm still learning the tricks of the trade. And to me, the best way to measure each one of those koftas is to actually measure it on a weighing scale. You don't have to do it, but if you want consistency, that's the best way. You remember mom making these?
Yes, I do.
So we have a tradition in our family. We call our grandmothers Ma. I used to call my grandmother Ma, and he calls his grandmother Ma. And yes, our Ma is used to make it. So I'm going to measure about 50 grams, shape them into a ball. Now they may turn a little sticky, so the best thing to do is we'll pour a little bit of oil onto that plate, dip our fingers in, and Siddhant is going to help me weigh 50 grams of Matz.
And don't forget to like the video.
While making Matz in Kashmir, it's traditional to hand shape them, and they would be hand shaped into little cylinders. A lot of people don't get that right. So one of the easier ways to do it is to shape them into balls. These hold their shape better, in my opinion, and a lot more easier for anyone who's doing it for the first time. So here goes. Well, I'll let Siddhant finish this task for us, and we'll get started on the sauce in which we cook the Matz. To shape these beautiful koftas or Matz, just take a decent about 50 grams in your hand, switch them around so that they're like a soft little ball, and then just easily roll them. Siddhant is away getting the Matz done, and it's my job now to get the sauce done. This is actually super simple, and the reason it's simple is because we've got you covered by the Spice Angel. All the spices are in one. But if you still prefer to make your own, then go to the description. I've mentioned the different spices that go into making the Matz masala. But the simplest thing to do is in the description, click the links to buy your own. For the sauce, we start with a decent glug of mustard oil. Kashmiri Pandits, or Kashmiris in general, do not like bitterness in their oil. Now, the way to remove bitterness from mustard oil is very simple. Get the heat on and let the heat do its thing. As the oil heats, the bitterness is going to evaporate away through smoke. You'll have nice and wonderful citrusy mustard oil there, and we'll start cooking. The oil has heated. I don't know if you can see the smoke, but the fire alarm went twice. Onto the now sweetened oil, we're going to add some aromats, some cumin and fenugreek seeds, which is jeera or methi, whole bunch of other whole spices to flavor the oil. Go down into the description and you'll get the whole recipe and the links to buy this. Now, we're going to add some more of my awesome Roganjosh masala into the oil. Don't forget the salt. I almost forgot the salt. One of my first memories of having this dish was with my ma. That's my grandma. She took me to this wedding. I remember very vividly. I was quite young. And we had this dish over there. They must have made it at home, but somehow that one memory stayed with me much longer. And I have been smitten since. It is one of the most popular dishes among the kids who don't like chewing on bones but love the meat. So this is a great dish. But what's really unique about this dish is what I told you at the beginning. There are no onions, no garlic, no tomatoes. All the flavor comes from this incredible selection of spices that have gone in. The oil was hot enough, so it cut the heat. I've turned it back on and simmered it right up. At this stage, it's essential that you keep the fire low. You get a wonderful color palette into the pot. It must be red, because if it is not red, I don't want to say the word, but mom wouldn't be happy. When you see the spice just sizzling a bit, it starts talking to you right at the point where you feel that it might burn. Add some yogurt. I hope you recall the Roganjosh recipe. I've given you another technique of making this sauce. This is the original method. A lot of people fear splitting the yogurt, so if you fear that, just go to my Roganjosh recipe. The link is below, and you'll see what's the alternative method of making this sauce. This stage of sauce making is consistent and constant in Kashmiri cooking. The yogurt gives the sourness, the chilies give the color, all the other spices just come together. But the most wonderful aspect over here is the combination of that earthiness of ginger, dry ginger, and that aniseediness of fennel. Together, a winner. I think we are about done. The yogurt has cooked through, the oil is coming out. I can now increase the flame and pour some water. We're going to let this boil a little, and I think it's time for me to call Siddhant with the Matz or the koftas. Put the Matz in the sauce, but wait for the sauce to boil. Put the Matz in it, let it simmer gently for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then stage 2 of reducing the sauce. Siddhant, do you want to come?
Sure. Look, everyone.
Ooh,
That looks so yum.
that does look yum.
Time to put it in.
Absolutely. And we do it gently. Place these gorgeous kofta pieces into the sauce. Gently just stir it around. Pour the sauce on top of them. At this time, make sure that the sauce is right at the level of the koftas or slightly above them, but don't immerse the koftas into the sauce. Ensuring adequate liquid at this point of time cooks the koftas through, makes them succulent, but above all, softens it. So it's boiling. Time for the beauty sleep. And we reduce the flame. I'll let it be for 30 to 35 minutes, maybe 40. It is a love affair. It just done slowly. So 40 minutes, and then we're ready to plate. 30 minutes of simmering, and what an epic delight. The sauce has reduced a bit, but what you want is something that's very little, thick, sticky almost, not runny. So I'm gonna amp up the heat here, and I'm gonna evaporate as much of this sauce as I possibly can. The best things to eat with Matz are mud chicken and hark. The link is up there in that card. Click it, learn it, pair it all up, enjoy. I'll let this reduce, and Siddhant and I can eat. That is smelling nice. Time to get the sous chef in. Hey Siddhant.
Coming.
Oh yes, check it out. Smell, 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 smell.
Oh man, you literally blew that in my glasses.
I know.
Let me try smelling it without.
Oh yeah, without the glasses. Like it?
I want to actually rate that smell.
Oh, how would you rate? How much would you rate?
With the smell, it is smelling strong. So this one I'll go out 11.5 out of 10.
What could I ask for? Let's plate up and eat.